This is Tom from Fat Boy's Garden with an update on my garden so far. This is Sunday before Memorial Weekend, and this is my raised bed that I planted. I replanted squash in this thing 3 times. I planted corn in this thing 3 times, and I just finally decided, you know what? I'm tired of the squirrels eating the seeds, so I just went and bought some seedlings, and I just transplanted these seedlings like earlier this week, and I've already got flowers on this squash. Hard to believe that I just planted that about 2 or 3 days ago, and it already has flowers on it. So now I need for the bees to come on up here and do their thing, so we can get some squash growing. And over there is some okra that I planted. I got tired of the squirrels eating that as well, so I planted some okra seedlings. So those are coming up. Over here is my watermelon. The watermelon is starting to grow really good. That's looking good. Over here are some beans that I planted about 2 weeks ago, and look at how tall they are already. Those are pretty tall. And so I'm going to have this is going to be my second crop of beans. And then over here is some collard greens that I planted earlier this week. That's going to be a second crop of collard greens that I'm growing. And over here is my cucumbers. They're still growing slow, but they're growing. They're getting there little by little. So hopefully we'll start getting some flowers on those soon. So those are growing pretty good. And then over here are some green peppers that I bought from seedlings. So those are all been transplanted and put up here. So that's going to be my second crop of green peppers once they go. And then over here are my bush cucumbers, where they say that they're bush cucumbers, but these look like vines to me. Because look at that one there. If this was a bush, it wouldn't be growing like this. This has got to be, I think they got that mixed up at the nursery. That's actually going to be a vining cucumber. But it's got flowers on it. So once again, we're just waiting on the bees to come up here and do their thing. Once the bees do their thing, then I'll start getting some cucumbers on these things. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I kind of left this hill up here as my second crop of vegetables. So all of my first crop stuff is down here. We're going to go down here and see how these plants are doing. And the first thing that we see is the cauliflower that I planted. And it's about time for me to thin that out, because that's filling up that bucket pretty good there. So I got to thin out the cauliflower so the rest of it can have a chance to grow. And then over here are some tomato plants that I just bought yesterday. I got 2 Aunt Ruby German greens. I got one called a Genovese, and I got one called an orange blossom tomato. So I'm going to plant those probably tomorrow. And right here is the pepperoncinos that I grew from seed. Look at that. Those things are really taking off since I transplanted them. So we're going to have some pepperoncino peppers. And then right here is the ancho peppers that I grew from seed. Those are doing really well. Those are starting to take off. And then right here are some jalapenos. Once again, I grew from seed, so some of them are doing well, and then some of them are not so well. But hopefully I'll have some jalapeno peppers here soon. And then in this tray here, I have a scorpion pepper, a habanero pepper, and a Scotch bonnet pepper, along with some corn that I planted. So I'm going to get that. Once that corn grows, that's going to be transplanted up on the hill. Over here is my okra. I bought that from seedling. There's a couple of them in there that I grew from seed. There's one that I grew from seed. There's another one. The rest of them really didn't survive that much. And then back over here are some more sweet peppers that I bought. And over here are my beans and my peas. And I've actually got peas growing like crazy over here. So we got some peas that we're going to be harvesting here. I know that my wife has already been eating some of them because she's been putting them in salads. So we just got peas all over the place on this bush. So I'm really happy about that. And then over here is the Lincoln peas. Same thing. She's been harvesting some of those peas, putting them in her salad. So we got a few Lincoln peas there, and then we got some more beans. We still don't have any beans to speak of yet, but it's still early yet. And then over here we have all of my hot peppers, and almost every single one of these hot pepper bushes has a pepper on it of some kind. I think when the nursery labeled these pots, I think they may have mislabeled them, because this one here says it's a mucho nacho, and that looks like a nacho. Not a yeah, mucho nacho jalapeno is what it is. I don't know what a mucho nacho is, but that's what that one is. And then over here, this says it's a jalapeno, and I believe that one is a jalapeno, but this is the one that's got me baffled. It says that it's a cayenne pepper, but look at the size of this thing. That definitely is not a cayenne pepper. Now this may very well be, and I don't know if there's one plant with two different seeds, plants growing. I don't know what's going on with that plant, but it has what looks like a a Tabasco pepper. So I'm not sure what that's going to be, and we really won't know until the fruit is completely grown. Then over here we got some more peppers growing there, and there's some peppers there, and down there they're just hiding all over the place in there. And then over here, look at my broccoli. My broccoli is just awesome. Look at that nice big crown of broccoli there. There's another big nice one there, and there's a nice one there. So I just got broccoli all over the place. I wish I could find some more so I can do a second planting of that, but unfortunately I haven't been able to find any. And then over there is my spinach that I planted a couple of weeks ago. So she's been nipping on that and eating that with her salad. And then back there is my potatoes, and they're doing well. That one there is starting to leave. The branches are starting to drop. So I got to go to the nursery and find out what's up with that, because it's not nearly been 100 days yet. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. And there's my eggplant, and hiding behind the eggplant is some Swiss chard. See the little pretty colors back there? And we got another collard green plant there, and look at all of the kale. The kale, it's hard to believe that I just trimmed this down about 2 weeks ago, and look at it, how it's just completely came back and is just growing like crazy. So it's about time for me to trim that down again. Same thing with the kale. I trimmed all of this about 2 weeks ago, and there was very few stalks left. And I fertilized it, and it has just came back with a vengeance. Here's an up close look at my potato bucket. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, because it's not nearly time for those potatoes to be done. And this is my second batch of potatoes right there. They finally broke ground, so those are going to be okay. And these collard greens. What can I say? Oh, wait a minute, I forgot about, here's my carrots. If you look, they finally sprouted. So we got some little green sprigs in there. I don't know how well you can see them, but those are all carrots. So I'm looking forward to having some carrots this year. And then down here is my cabbage and my beets. Still not doing too well, so I'm still remaining hopeful. I can't take them out of the pots yet because they're not big enough to sustain themselves. But look at these collard greens. I fertilized them, and these things just grew back with a vengeance. I've already had 2 big heaping potfuls of collard greens, and these are they're ready to be picked again. I can't say anything else. They are just ready to be picked again. Look at how big those leaves are. And I'm trying to hold out until the 4th of July when my family comes up here, and hopefully have enough collard greens to share with all of them. But I'm remaining hopeful there. And then we're going to go over here and take a look at the old herb garden. I went on the internet and I picked some basil, and my wife made pesto out of that. I've gone in and I've dried some sage leaves. I got that stored away. I've also dried some, what is this over here? I've dried some not cilantro, I've dried some parsley. Got that in the fridge. It's all nice and ready to go whenever I need it. It's dried out, so it'll store forever. And then over here are my blueberries. And this one here, which is a late blooming blueberry, it's already starting to get some berries on it. And we got the mid-season blueberries. Well, that's the mid-season there, and this is the late season. The late season hasn't started blooming yet, but here's the early season. Look at those blueberries. Look at those blueberries. I don't eat blueberries, but I might have to try a few this time around, you know. And here's my latest garden gadget. We bought this yesterday. I was at the nursery and the wind chimes were going, and I kept saying I wanted one, but I could never figure out why. Well, we finally bought a wind chime. And now we got a wind chime, and just listen to that. That's nice and peaceful out here in this garden. Well, this is Tom from Fat Boy's Garden with a total garden update for you. Thank you so much for watching my videos. See you soon. Bye.